Another day, another 2 episodes that I gotta review because I'm still behind. But one thing I will say is that I quite enjoyed these episodes. The fighting is impressive. The lore behind all of the stuff in Ente Isla is starting to come out since we've been focused so much on Japan that we haven't gotten a chance to explore Ente Isla since this is a reverse isekai. So I'm excited to learn more as well as what's going on with Emi. But overall, let's start this review with episodes 19 and 20 of season 2. So, for this episode, it basically continues off with dealing with both Ashia's situation of him being surrounded by knights, which are revealed to be led by Gabriel, and we have Belle versus the demon, which she's holding her own up until a sneak attack comes in and just starts ruining everyone's day, with Urishihara being a badass for once, protecting both Suzuno and Chiho from harm, though he takes quite a lot of damage for it, which it is revealed that it is a bunch of angels, which I find it interesting that these angels are attacking on top of a building that's populated by children and adults that have nothing to do with this conflict. So it's like they're willing to do a bunch of damage for what they want, which is a role reversal of what they're supposed to be. And then we have Emi's friend just tossing a bunch of shit at Gabriel and trying to help, only for one of the knights to try to kill her. So somehow they have very short tempers, and we have our favorite female from earlier in season 2 come in and save Rika. However, she has to allow Gabriel to basically capture Emi's dad and Ashia, since that's not part of her business. Her thing is to protect Earth, not to meddle in those affairs. But while that's going on, we definitely have Suzuno holding her own only to get injured, and then Mao coming in after Alice's sister finds out that Mao is the Devil King. A little funny line that Mao says when it looks like she's gonna kiss him.
You're gonna get me on a watch list!
We have Mao who comes in and shows that he is the strongest of the group and is able to summon the sword similar to Emi's sword. In the end, after being able to basically beat up the demon, basically force him to kind of back the hell off after taking one of his arms, we have the angel, once he realizes that, well, he's fighting Satan, he starts losing his goddamn marbles. And then we have Alice's sister basically kick his ass. After this, Gabriel comes into the picture, basically be like, yep, I've been there before, and then Alice's sister kind of losing her mind. Gabriel basically fixes up the school, and everyone kind of regroups to kind of figure out what to do now. Although we do have a few funny things come up with, basically while Suzuno's changing, Chiho gets a bit annoyed that Mao's coming in, a book is thrown towards him, and then when it looks like Mao's gonna get kissed by this one again, Chiho gets jealous once again. So Chiho's jealousy has not ended, but we do end with an end credit scene with Emi and Alice basically captured, with this ugly bastard still in the fucking play. I don't know how many times. It's that meme of
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
like, how many times do we have to kick your ass for you to finally fuck off? That's basically how I interpreted this. It's just, he doesn't learn his lesson. He's the recurring villain that gets his ass whooped every time he does something, which I can't wait to see there kick his ass. But what I enjoyed, though, is Emi obviously learns from Olbart that her father's heading where she is, but she's also relying on Mao at this point, since Mao is quite literally the only one who can save them of their predicament. Okay, for this next one, it's just basically explaining the events of Emi's side of things, how she got captured and all. And regarding this part, it's more or less that Emi is going through back home, getting ashes of like what her childhood was with her father, and eventually this all culminates in Alice Ramos kind of detecting her own sister and freaking out so much that she is literally kind of the cause that ended up causing Emmy to get caught by Olbart because she freaks out and breaks the barrier. And not even a minute, and this fucker was already ready to go. Which, man, I said last episode, this fucker doesn't know when to quit. But this is persistent as hell. So yes, that's how she gets captured. We have Mao having some fun with this situation. I love this concept. Think of this. Mao has to go save Emmy. And yet he has to stop and be like, I need someone to cover my shift before I go into this crazy adventure. It is hilarious that I can't help but laugh. But yes, we got a bit of Chiho getting jealous of Alice's sister because, you know, she's being a bit too close to Mao. And yeah, we basically have them kind of discussing what the plan is. With the only one who's staying behind is Urishihara, since they need someone to stay behind. But as Mao is kind of having his last shift and Chico kind of being out of place, we do have Sario come in, doing his usual thing, simping for the manager, only for Alice's sister to sort of get mad and try to kill him. If it wasn't for Mao, he might be beaten to a pulp. So we get a little more information. So the whole the shards thing is like after Yurishihara fell from heaven and all that. So he doesn't know enough of the information, but he has mentioned that the tree of life, the thing that Ente Isla's angels are trying to prevent is a new god being born. So there's something of interest there. Other than that, we do have them finally crossing. So that's just basically where it is Mao and Susanoo going on their own to try to save Emmy and Ashia. So overall, these two episodes, one finished a conflict, the other one is setting up into the Ente Isla thing. So we're going to be focusing a lot more into Ente Isla in these next few episodes.